Hi guys, I'm Rick. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making chicken and dumplings. Alright, I'm starting out my large skillet, and I have 2 large boneless skinless chicken breasts that are still froze, and I put enough water in there, just enough to cover them, about halfway up the pan. Now I have this up on high. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, cover it, and reduce the heat to medium, and cook this chicken until it's tender and cooked through, which will be about 20 minutes. I'm going to lightly season my water. It's going to get more seasoning later, so I'm going to throw in about a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to throw in about half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to cover this, like I said, bring it up to a boil, and then reduce my heat and let this cook at a medium simmer for about 20 minutes. Chicken's done. Alright, my chicken is cooked for 10 minutes so far. It's halfway finished. I'm going to add in 1 small onion and 1 stalk of celery that I diced up. Let's put that down here for a minute. I'm going to bring this back up to a low boil and continue cooking for the last 10 minutes. Alright, my chicken's done, and I pulled it out here. I'm going to separate it, or shred it. I'm just using 2 forks here. And you just want to pull it apart like pulled pork, shred it up. Alright, I have all my chicken shredded up and set aside. Now it's time to season my broth. And I'm using some chicken base, better than bouillon. If you don't have this or can't get it, you could just use chicken bouillon cubes, or even use some chicken stock. So I'm going to go ahead and season this up. And you want to just season this to taste. Now I put a heaping teaspoon in there. I'm going to do this gradually because this stuff is pretty strong, and I don't want to make it overpowering. Let me grab another spoon here to taste that. And I turn my heat up a little bit to bring this up to a gentle boil. It's a little more. I'm going to put another teaspoon in, another heaping teaspoon. And you want to make sure you dissolve it good in there. And this is a relatively cheap meal, because I bought a 3-pound pack of frozen chicken breast this weekend, and I used a little bit for some homemade chicken noodle soup, and I use the rest in here. So you get 2 meals worth for $6 worth of meat. So that's a pretty good bargain there. Here's a dark piece of chicken. If I can get that, I want to pull that out. There it goes. Alright, let me give this a taste. I'm going to put just a little more, about a half a teaspoon in, because that's starting to taste good. And if you can get this chicken base, this is the way to go, because it tastes a lot better than bouillon cubes. But like I said, if you have bouillon cubes and that's all you have, go ahead and use them. I don't know why today I'm tripping over my tongue. It's just I'm tired. I worked long today, but we'll get this done. All right, let me give this a taste. Yeah, that's tasting good. Now, even though I put that celery in there, I'm going to add a little bit of celery seed, because I like, it's a different kind of celery taste, more intense. So I'm going to add a little bit of that in. I'm going to add a little bit more black pepper in there, and just a hair more salt. And I'm going to add a little bit of parsley. This is mostly for color. Right, this is starting to come up to a boil, and I have a pre-sifted flour and water slurry here. I'm just going to thicken this up. And I'm going to go ahead and stir just a little bit of that in there. And it shouldn't take much. And this here will turn this into a nice rich gravy. And if you get a few little lumps, don't worry, they will cook out. A lot of some scraping up off the bottom of the pan. A little bit more over Here, okay, that should do it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken back in here that I shredded. Okay, and I have about a cup of frozen peas and carrots here, maybe a hair more. I'm going to go ahead and add them in there. I'm going to bring this up to a gentle boil and reduce the heat. Let it cook for a few minutes with the cover off while I get my dumplings ready. Alright, now for my dumplings, in a medium bowl I have 2 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, and I'm going to go ahead and blend these quick, the dry ingredients. Alright, get them all mixed together. And I have a cup of milk here. I'm going to add this in slowly so I get the right consistency. I want this to be like a sticky, tacky dough consistency. Almost a little bit on the runny side. So I'll just keep adding my milk in until it gets there, because it may not take all that milk. Which I believe it is going to, but we shall see. Yes, it is. Better to do it gradual and not have enough than to put too much in, because if you have more flour, you're going to mess up your balance between the salt and the baking powder. Alright, just want to mix this up good. Alright, let's take these over to the stove and start dropping them in on our chicken. Alright, now I'm going to use a tablespoon here, and I'm going to drop little dumplings on there. And as they cook, they will come up to the surface more. And I'm just going to fill the whole surface of this pan with these dumplings. Alright, I have all my dumplings in. Now they're starting to float. I'm going to cover this with my lid and cook this on low heat for 10 to 15 minutes so those dumplings are cooked through. And then this will be ready to serve. Alright, my chicken and dumplings are done. They went for the 10 minutes. Then I checked them, they're cooked through. So let's go ahead and serve this up and see what we got. Okay, there you have it. Chicken and dumplings. Give this a try. I think you'll like it. And until next time, I'll see you.